Welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2 and Football Manager 2019. Today, we have got two games for you, Guiseley and Brackley awaiters. Hello, happy Friday to you. Hope you're all doing well. Today, they're two massive games. I'm not going to lie to you. They are two massive games against teams that are not too far away from us in the league, and we need to try and do something about it, really. Since you were last here, things haven't been going quite to plan, and that's mainly because I switched goalkeepers for a little bit. I just thought we had to try our lone goalkeeper out for a bit because, well, I don't know why I really thought it. And I decided to stick with it through the entirety of in-between episodes to give him a fair chance. And, well, quite frankly, I don't know why I did it in the first place now. I feel like a bit of an idiot for it. So you were last here then for the Nuneaton Borough draw and the York City loss in the FA Cup. Since then, we've played 4 games and we switched goalkeepers for all of them. So from the Darlington game onwards, Callum Coulter went in goal just because I thought we'd give him a chance. I look back on this now and feel stupid because we went 6 games in a row without conceding a goal with Calderwood in goal. And then I just thought, let's switch goalkeepers for a little bit. And it was a bit stupid, really. I don't know quite why I did it. It paid off in the first game. I won't lie to you. It paid off in that first game against Darlington, a 0-0 draw. Like, we drew 0-0. We didn't concede a goal. It was good. That was really decent. It was just the next few games, notably the Macclesfield 4-0 loss. It wasn't brilliant. I mean, Coulter wasn't to blame for all the goals. You can see the defensive ratings were pretty poor across that whole game. So it wasn't just his fault at all there, but he did concede 4. We've not done that all season, apart from that 3-0 loss to Kidderminster. But that's not 4, is it? Anyway, we lost that game 4-0. So let's brush over that. Telford was next, and Jamie Bird made sure we won that game with 2 goals there from the attacking midfield. So that was really good. And actually, I was kind of a bit more pleased with Coulter in that game because we didn't concede 4. But then he conceded 4 again against Boston, which was annoying. Jamie Bird again with a goal there, scoring his 3rd in the off, in between cameras. But Boston scoring 4 there. Callum Coulter will not be playing any more football recently. I don't think he's going to be in the starting lineup at all. So don't panic about it. Calderwood's going to be back in for today's episode. Hopefully we'll keep some more clean sheets. That's this game, by the way. 830 attendance is the highest home attendance that we've had. Last episode, Hereford snuck the title away from Boston from last season. But now Boston have brought it back to being the record holders, not just in home fans or the home attendance or their whole attendance, but they brought 565 away fans. So they absolutely massively outnumber the Lincoln United fans. So that's why the attendance was so big that week. Anyway, moving on, we've got Guiseley who are in 10th and Brackley who are in 8th. We are in 14th. So we've got a bit of catching up to do if we want to try and catch up to the playoffs towards the end of the season. Our goal difference is absolutely terrible of -8 right now because of those 4 goals conceded in both of those 2 games. But we're in a decent position still. We're still sitting mid-table, which is where I kind of want to be. We're still, a good 7 points off the playoffs or the relegation zone, really. So that's a really strong position to be in, especially 17 games into the season. Boston United are looking like they're going to have a double promotion. Of course, they won the league that we were in last season and looks like they're going to go up again right now. They're 6 points clear at the top of Macclesfield, who have had a real bad slide. So to be fair, we lost to the first and second in the table by 4 goals or 3 goals, but we conceded 4 in both games. It wasn't great, but at least they are top of the table. At least it's not like we're conceding 4 goals to Tamworth or Bradford or Spennymoor. That would be bad if that happened. Either way, we're going to jump straight into it. Calderwood is back in goal. Don't worry about it. And we're going to stick with this 4-1-4-1 that seems to be working quite well for us this season. So Calderwood's in goal, thankfully. Never swap your goalkeeper out. I don't think we'll see much of Callum Coulter again this season, and we should never have doubted Calderwood in the first place or thought, let's give the other guy a go. Calderwood's back in. It's going to be there all season. We're back to a pretty strong back line of Canwell, Guru, Sanderson, Anakin, with McCabe, Masters and Howell in that midfield trio, all looking beautiful there with their full green circles, so they're very comfortable in their positions. Ganiyu on the left, Bird on the right, and then Max Brown is starting up front today because Splat, we had a few doubts about him last season, came back to score 14 goals, but this season really is just not being good enough at all. 1 goal in 7 starts or 7 appearances, 6 starts, 1 sub. 6.49 average rating. I mean, Max Brown isn't much better. I won't lie to you. Max Brown's not much better. If we look at his history, he's got 2. I mean, that's even worse, actually. So perhaps we actually should start Splat up front today because they're both abysmal records. We're going to try and sign a goal scorer soon, I think. We need to look for getting players in on loan in January from league clubs, but we can't get more players in because we've got 6 on loan at the moment. It won't let me sign any more on loan, so we have to wait until January and hopefully be able to terminate some then. But I know a few deals have no termination in their clauses, so hopefully they get recalled instead. That's what I'm praying for, really. Either way, kick-off is upon us, and if we can't get players on loan, we're going to have to try and sign 1 or 2. But players aren't going to be, good enough. The players that are available on free transfers or without clubs in January just aren't going to be good enough for us. So we've got a bit of a challenge, I think, in January, trying to get some more better strikers in and maybe another player at left back as well, and potentially just trying to bolster a little bit around the wing as well. But we've got a chance early on now, a Splat coming forward to try and score a goal early on against Guiseley. Of course he doesn't. So in other news, this is the last of the massively pre-recorded episodes. I'm back on holiday. I wish I was back on holiday straight away. I'm back from holiday on Sunday night. So there might be an episode out for you on Monday. There might not be, I'm not sure. But definitely there will be on Tuesday as Guiseley go 1-0 up from the corner there. Really, we should have done better there at the back post. Keeper should have done better. The player should have done better. Unfortunately, we've gone 1-0 down here. Anyway, let's have a little chat. Let's pretend that I've had a really great time on holiday. Obviously, I've not left yet when I'm actually recording this. But just for the sake of continuity, I've had a great time on holiday. Looking forward to getting back. Looking forward to recording for you guys. It'll be 2 weeks. By the time I record another video, it'll be 2 weeks since I last recorded a video. So I might be a little bit rusty. Hopefully my voice sounds a little bit better. It is a bit croaky at the moment. So I don't know. Maybe I'll be a bit more tanned. Maybe, I don't know. I've been in Oman because that's where my girlfriend's dad lives. So we go to visit him every now and again. But it's too hot really there to do any sunbathing. But it might be okay this time because it's kind of like winter still. So it might be all right rather than like ridiculously desert hot weather. So I might be tanned, I might not be, depends. My plan is basically, in between this episode and recording the next one in 2 weeks' time, whenever I'm going to be next playing Football Manager at this setup and things with all the recording equipment, I'm going to try and play it like really, really slowly. In fact, I'm going to try and play it. I was going to say, should we try and do 2 weeks in the future? So I do 1 day of Football Manager in-game per day. A Splat looks like he might equalise for us. He does, gets his second of the season, finally. Finally getting another goal there, fantastically, to bring us back into this game. I won't play only 2 weeks into the future in Football Manager because that would be just stupid to then only play one game a day. That just sounds ridiculous. I might leave quite a big chunk in between episodes, so I've got a little bit of Football Manager to play over my holiday. I mean, I don't want to play too much because I want to have a break from everything, but I will want to play Football Manager at some points. Anyway, it's 1-1 into the second half now, so hopefully we can push on in the second half. We've had the slightly better stats in terms of shots and whatnot, but in possession, we have dominated. So really, I'm expecting us to go on in the second half and grab the ball by the horns, try and grab the win. Although very quickly, we've got to 60, 65 minutes, and not much is happening out there. So, tactics, I think we bring Max Brown on the left, to be fair, and we bring Tommy Richardson on the right. Because they can both play on the wings, to be fair. Not massively effectively, but it might just change the dynamic. Bird and Gianu, or whatever he's called. Ganiu. I always say it wrong because I see like the Y and the I next to each other. And it just panics me a little bit. I'm not quite sure why, but it does. But hopefully maybe a change of dynamic on the wings will do us some good. Although Guiseley have just cut through our open defence. Calderwood makes a massive save. And we stay in this game. I think then, for the final 15, we have to go attacking as well. And we're going to say push forward out there. I mean, Guiseley are above us in the league at the moment. And we're playing away from home. So a draw isn't a bad result. But on the grounds that we've only won 1 of the last 4 in between episodes, I feel like I just want to keep a few wins going. Like, it's very easy to drop down the table quickly and into the relegation zone if you lose 3 or 4 in a row. Or don't win for 5 or 6 sort of thing. So I am keen to try and keep wins going. I know it's going to be very, very hard in our division, especially with the team that we have, the depth in it. We have players in each position, but the strength of the depth isn't exactly great. But with 30 seconds to go, I thought we might have a chance there. And actually, it might go to the other end of the pitch now. Although, we still might go to the other end of the pitch as Guiseley come forward. Number 7's in behind the defence. If he scores now, that would be 3 episodes in a row where we go from a good position to a bad position right at the end of the game, and we've made the tackle there. It's finished 1-1. I'll take that result, to be fair, away to Guiseley, who are above us in the table. I think they're just outside the playoffs, so we'll take that. So not a bad result that at all, I've got to say. Not a bad result at all. Going back to transfers, though, this is like the kind of issues that we have. Like this guy, he's at Newport County, so he's prime target to come on loan for us. He's a Vanarama North player, so he's at our level sort of thing. Obviously, current ability is very good, but he's at our level for our league, but there's just no interest in anything. No interest. Transfer interest, loan interest, just nothing. I mean, we can afford him. We can afford, if we wanted to buy him outright, we could, but there's just no interest. And I can understand actually why, because he's playing games for the Newport in the actual league, so I can understand him not wanting to come for us, but like, look at the scouting stuff we've been doing. I mean, I'm not quite sure where the players get these from, or the scouts get this from, because I don't tell them to scout many players. They just seem to do it. And, like, obviously, that's what normally happens. But the amount of players they get, for like 32 recommendations between 3 scouts. And that's in... I mean, actually, a lot of them are just, like, recommended players who aren't scouted yet. So maybe we'll scout these guys out. There could be a gem here. Let's just quickly... I've pressed acknowledge rather than scout. That's a bit annoying. But 15 then. And a lot of them are top talents. But if we, like, click this guy in Bath, for example, I can guarantee if we click on the reports, no interest. And yet we can afford him if we wanted him. Like, the players that we can afford don't want to join us. Players that we can't afford don't want to join us. So it is tough. If we look at the player search, for example, I was looking for attacking midfielders a while ago just to see if there's any more available on the market. Let's get rid of all this stuff. All right. These interested in transfer is ticks right there. This guy's interested. In fact, to be fair, let's try and sign this guy straight away because he's a 4-star striker, apparently. I think I've tried to sign him before, actually, and he wants a lot of money. Now, if we can get this down to about 350, remove his substitute fee, suggest that. He wants 500 still. Let's bring it down to 350 again. He wants 475. Let's just keep going to 350. He might break. 425. I'll do 425. He's happy with that. Now, this scout report could be from quite a while ago. In fact, it probably is. We've offered him the contract. I should have scouted him out again, but I just saw the 4 stars. And this was from, actually not long ago, but it says the league below, but he's 4 stars. Well, let's see what happens. I'm not sure if it was the best use of funds, but he's here for the rest of the season. We need another striker. Let's get him in. Hopefully, he'll be good. He's 3.5-star current ability, which is slightly less than 4, obviously, but he's better than Javan Splat and Max Brown. Might score some goals. Played for Leighton. I didn't even check this, by the way, either. His goal scoring record is atrocious. He scored 7 goals for Haringey Borough. At this level, though, which is quite good. But just, he's never played anywhere else, apparently, particularly. And when he has done, he's not scored, apart from at Haringey Borough. Okay, well, George Danner, thank you very much for joining the club. That was a bit of a... I wasn't expecting that at the start of this episode, but we've got a new striker in now, so hello, welcome George. Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to slot straight into the lineup for today's game. Where is he? He's there. So we're going to swap him with Richardson, I think. Yeah, Richardson's going to go on the bench. And although he's not match fit at all, George Danner is coming on the pitch. We'll make him a pressing forward as well. Let's do that. Let's make him a pressing forward. Maybe that will change things for us. Guru, by the way, as well. He's apparently picked up a suspension. So Josh Gray will come on for him at centre-back. And then we'll have to bring on Duncan Idahan on the bench. Other than that, I don't really want to change anything because it really is the strongest lineup that we've got out there pretty much. So, let's just get on with it. Right then, away once again, this time to Brackley. And if we get the league tables up again, I've clicked on the wrong bloody thing there. If we can get it's gone now. When we get the league table up, we'll see that Brackley is sitting 8th. I think when we played Guiseley, they're a bit further down. Yeah, so Brackley in 8th on 29 points, just sitting outside the playoffs. So win today might take them into it. So they're going to be really up for this game. We moved down to 15th in between, or after that game, for that draw. Darlington must have won, for example, there. But we are 3 points clear of Kings Lynn. So I'm pretty confident that, in fact, we can't slip down, can we? I don't think. Unless we lose and Kings Lynn win, of course, then we might slip down a little bit. But only one place to go down. We're still comfortably ahead of the relegation zone. So at the moment, I'm content with how things are going. George Danaher, that's what he's called then. George Danaher. Hopefully he'll become a hero. Hopefully he'll score a hat-trick today. And then we'll never have to worry about making another striker transfer again. At the same time, we could be paying him £450 a week for him to be absolutely awful. There's a big chance of that as well. But free kick for Brackley, actually. That's a little bit worrying. Playing it around quite nicely. Out wide, all our men are very central. No one marking anyone in the middle. And it takes a big deflection. But Noel Mabo scores his 14th of the season, to be fair. He must be the league's top goal scorer because that's a lot of goals for 19 games. Maybe if we just kept Connor Robinson the whole time, we might not have a bad striker situation. Although Connor Robinson is not cut out for this level at all, as they've just scored another one. Right. Even though Connor Robinson's not cut out for this, in the 3 seasons that he did play as like the first choice striker, he did score like 70 goals. Whereas you look at Javan Splat, who scored 14 last season and only scored 2 this season. And Javan Splat should be like a leading goal scorer at this level. So it's not something you want to see, unfortunately, but it's a situation that we're in. George Danaher, on his debut, is playing pathetically. I mean, he has not played a game of football probably since last season, so I can kind of understand it, but I'm demanding more from him. That's what I'm doing. If we can get back into it at the start of the second half from this free kick, which we have done, Ganiyu puts it in at the back of our net to make it 2-1, we might have a chance in this game if we can do that, and we have done it. So, if we can just focus, taken by storm at the start of the second half, we've got another chance now, Gray into Ganiyu. If we can bring it back to 2-2 before the 51st minute's up, that would be great, although they've just tackled us. So, it could be 3-1 actually at this rate. They're now trying to build from the back, the ball forward up to Mabo or Embo or... I'm not quite sure how you'd say it. Mabo probably is the best way to say it. His shot was saved by Calderwood though. Calderwood showing why he is the number 1 goalkeeper, although he has conceded 3 goals so far in today's episode. So perhaps it's just the level of opposition that we're playing at the moment is better. Perhaps he would have conceded 4 against... Have we played Boston and Macclesfield? I don't know, but he didn't play those games, so we can't say that for sure. I do think we need to make changes, though, 70 minutes into it. Danaher, I mean, hasn't impressed on his debut, which, it's a shame, it's a shame. Splat will come on as a poacher instead. And then, I mean, the back line hasn't played particularly well, have they? But there's not really much we can do about that now. We're losing, so we need to get back winning. I think we maybe bring Max Brown on for Jamie Bird on the wing. See how it goes. Maybe he'll try and do something. I'm running out of ideas. We need to get some better quality players on the bench, I think. And by that, I mean we need to buy better quality players for our first team so our current first team players can go on the bench. I really expected us to really struggle this season, but in this first half of the season, we've not. Well, we were 15th, so that kind of is struggling a little bit. But it's not like we've been made a fool out of. It's not like we're, near the relegation zone. We've been doing okay. Like I think we can really build on this in the second half of the season, as they nearly score a third, to be fair. I think we can really build on it on the second half of the season. And I'd like to see us push up into the upper half of the table as well. I think a top half finish would be phenomenal. Unfortunately, we're not going to move into the top half today as we lose to Brackley 2-1. But we've put in a decent performance, a decent shift, shots and whatnot. We're behind him. But possession, we always do very well possession. But of course, as you can see, it doesn't always turn into wins as we lose 2-1. Oh, potentially could have wasted quite a bit of money on Danaher. But I'm going to reserve my judgment until he's on 100% match sharpness. When he's on 100% match sharpness, then if he's not scoring goals, then we'll know if it's a waste of time or not. So going into next episode then, I've got time on holiday. I've got a lot of time on holiday. I've got 2 weeks off now. So I kind of want to push on. I want to be able to play a bit on my holiday. So I think next episode, we might go for Southport and St. Neots because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in between. Usually we do 4, 5, 6, but that's just a little bit extra. It also means we're not really playing for much this season at the moment. I don't think we're going to get into the playoffs at this rate. And I don't think that we're going to be relegated either. So it probably is going to be a bit of a mid-table season. So I will push on a little bit in this mid-season. And, by the time we get to Southport and St. Neots game, we actually could be near the playoffs or near the relegation zone. But right now, there's not much to play for. And I don't think I think most of the season is going to be mid-table. So that's kind of my reasoning behind it. But anyway, I will see you next time for Southport and St. Neots. So for me, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time or so. There'll be a video out on Monday or Tuesday for you. One of the two. I'd imagine Tuesday. I think Monday, because I get back late on Sunday. And then Monday, I'll have to record and edit. But that's after work. So it probably won't be on Monday. Probably Tuesday. Let's go for Tuesday instead, I reckon. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. And subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.